What's up, everybody? What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Smarter. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, I always send you to DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote. And maybe you can have me at your next big event. Make your next thing a big one. You know, I like to party with the people. I like doing the weddings. And now that we're breaking out of this coronavirus quarantine and figuring out what to do and keep each other safe, I'm actually booking some weddings. I'm kind of excited about that. I know I've been doing this week's shows. I've been doing the regular karaoke video dance party show over at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. So I'm excited about that. I still got my one public show a week, and it's been doing me just fine. I'm very excited to see the fine people at the Rab, the greatest place in the whole wide world. At least on Friday night, whenever I'm there. It's the place to be. I like it. They got the full bar, the kitchen's open, the pool tables. They got a pool tournament Friday nights. Yeah, that's the place to be on a Friday night. So if you're anywhere, just get to the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, Friday night, 8 p.m. All right, party people. Today on the program, it is What Makes You Smarter. Now, if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. Now, on with the show. Today on the program, 10 things you need to know today for Monday, July 27th, 2020. Today just happens to be my brother's birthday, Ken Hughes. Look for him on my friends list in the KeysDAN on the KeysDAN Facebook. So yeah, find Ken Hughes, and I mean if you find my Facebook anyway, you'll see that my profile picture is me and my brother. So if you could find me, you could find Ken Hughes and wish him a happy birthday. Stalk that man. He needs some stalking. That wasn't really one of the 10 things you need to know today. That was just, it happens to be July 27th, the date that my dear younger brother was born. Yeah, Ken Hughes. All right, shout him out. 10 things you need to know today. Number 1, Florida surpasses New York as state with second most coronavirus cases. Florida recorded 9,300 new coronavirus cases on Sunday, surpassing New York as the state with the second most infections. Florida now has 423,855 confirmed cases, second only to California, which had 448,497 as of Sunday afternoon. New York has the third most at 415,827. The Sunshine State has added more than 10,000 cases a day in July, while California has added 8,300 and New York just 700. Despite the surge, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Republican, has rejected imposing a statewide mask requirement and has insisted the public schools must reopen in August. New York still has recorded the most COVID-19 deaths, more than 32,000. Florida has nearly 6,000 fatalities. Nationwide, the pandemic has claimed about 147,000 lives. This is according to Reuters and The Hill. Number 2, John Lewis's remains carried over Edmund Pettus Bridge. The body of Representative John Lewis, Democrat Georgia, was carried Sunday across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, where he and hundreds of other civil rights protesters were stopped and beaten by state and local police in March of 1965. Quote, "I gave a little blood on that bridge," end quote, Lewis once said of the beating he sustained when he was 25. Quote, "I thought I was going to die," end quote. The Sunday memorial event, which organizers called, quote, "the final crossing," end quote, was part of a multi-day celebration of Lewis's life. The Selma Clash, which came to be known as Bloody Sunday, helped galvanize support for the Civil Rights Act of 1965 and became a central part of Lewis's legacy. Lewis, who died just over a week ago after a 6-month battle with cancer, will lie in state in the U.S. Capitol on Monday. This is according to NPR and CNN. Number 3, Trump officials GOP relief plan will include second round of checks. Trump administration officials said Sunday that Senate Republicans' new coronavirus relief bill, due to be unveiled on Monday, will include another round of $1,200 stimulus checks. GOP leaders had aimed to release the legislation on Thursday, but the negotiations were bogged down over the details, including President Trump's now abandoned call for a payroll tax cut. White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow said that in addition to the checks, the legislation would extend but reduce extra unemployment benefits. It is expected to cost $1 trillion. The Democrat-run House approved a $3 trillion proposal in May. The Democrats' plan includes new stimulus checks, more money for coronavirus testing, and contact. I think it's supposed to say, it says contract tracing, but I think it's supposed to be contact tracing, and renewal of the $600 per week in extra unemployment benefits due to expire at the end of the month. This is according to USA Today and CNBC. Number 4, poll shows Americans increasingly see country headed in wrong direction. More Americans now believe the country is heading in the wrong direction than any earlier point since President Trump took office, according to an Associated Press NORC Center for Public Affairs research poll released Sunday. 8 in 10 Americans said the country is heading the wrong way just 100 days ahead of the November election. After months of downplaying the severity of the coronavirus crisis, Trump last week urged Americans to wear masks to help slow the virus's spread. Just 32% of respondents said they supported Trump's handling of this COVID-19 pandemic. 38% said the economy is in good shape, down from 67% in January. This is according to the Associated Press. Number 5, backlash spreads over federal crackdown in Portland. Civil unrest spread around the nation over the weekend as a crackdown by militarized federal agents in Portland, Oregon, re-energized protests against police brutality and racial injustice. Police and protesters clashed from Los Angeles to Richmond as demonstrators expressed anger over arrests made by federal agents around the Portland Federal Courthouse. In Portland, a crowd of about 1,000 gathered late Sunday for the 60th straight night of protest in the city since the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis police custody. The demonstration was calm until people in the crowd launched fireworks towards the courthouse, and federal officers fired back with gas and crowd control munitions. This is according to the Washington Post and the Oregonian. Number 6, Hannah weakens, but flood danger remains in Texas. Tropical Depression Hannah continued to punish the Texas Gulf Coast with high winds and heavy rains on Sunday, after hitting as a hurricane on Saturday. The storm dumped more than a foot of rain on parts of South Texas and northeastern Mexico. Some patients in healthcare facilities were airlifted out of communities along the U.S.-Mexico border, where health officials already were strained to the limit by coronavirus cases. Henry Van de Poets, CEO of the Red Cross Texas Gulf Coast chapter, urged people to seek help despite fear of exposure to COVID-19. Quote, yes, coronavirus provides risk, but so does floodwater. So does not having electricity. So does not having required medications. End quote, he said. This is according to the Associated Press. Number 7, Moderna says it's getting more federal funding for coronavirus vaccine. Drug maker Moderna said Sunday that it had received an additional $472 million from the federal government to help it develop its coronavirus vaccine candidate. The money will support the work through a phase 3 study due to start Monday and late stage work other late stage work. Moderna received $483 million in April from the U.S. Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, which funds disease fighting technology, when Moderna's experimental vaccine was in an early National Institutes of Health trial. BARDA's total funding for the Moderna vaccine candidate, which was the first in the U.S. to start clinical trials, now has reached $955 million. BARDA also has funded Pfizer, Novavax, and other companies working on coronavirus vaccines. This is according to Reuters. Number 8, Hurricane Douglas passes just north of western Hawaiian Islands. Hurricane Douglas intensified slightly late Sunday as it passed just north of the western end of the Hawaiian Island chain. Forecasters said early Monday that hurricane warnings had been canceled for the islands of Maui, Lanai, Molokai, and Kahulaiwa, but remained in effect for Oahu, Kauai, and Niihau. Excuse me on those. Quote, we remain uncomfortably close to a dangerous hurricane here in the state of Hawaii, end quote. Robert Ballard of the Central Pacific Hurricane Center said Sunday. Douglas is a Category 1 storm with top sustained winds of 85 miles per hour. Maui was being pelted by heavy rain and strong wind gusts on Sunday. Any landfall would be just the third in Hawaii in modern history. This is according to Central Pacific Hurricane Center and the Associated Press. Number 9, Trump says he's too busy to throw out first pitch at Yankees game. President Trump tweeted on Sunday that he would not throw out the ceremonial first pitch at the New York Yankees August 15th game because he is too busy with his, quote, strong focus on the China virus, including scheduled meetings on vaccines, our economy, and much else, end quote. It has been presidential tradition since 1910 for presidents to throw out a first pitch at Major League Baseball games, and Trump has yet to participate. Trump, who played golf on Saturday with former NFL quarterback Brett Favre, tweeted that he would, quote, make it later in the season, end quote. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, threw out the first pitch at the Washington Nationals Stadium on opening day last week. This is according to Sports Illustrated and Donald J. Trump. Number 10, Gone with the Wind star Olivia de Havilland dies at 104. Olivia de Havilland, whose acting career spanned more than 5 decades, died on Sunday at her home in Paris. She was 104. De Havilland was one of the last remaining stars of Hollywood's golden age, as well as the last surviving star of 1939's Gone with the Wind. In 1946, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in To Each His Own, and followed up with another win in 1949 for her work in The Heiress. In 1943, de Havilland took Warner Brothers to court after the studio lengthened her original contract as a penalty for turning down roles. The California Supreme Court ruled in her favor, and actors subsequently had more say over their careers. This is according to CNN. That's 10 things you need to know today for Monday, July 27th, 2020. Thank you so much for listening. This has been What Makes You Smarter. I think I'm going to add a little bit to the end of this because, I read the news and there's a lot of bad news, but I know that there's a days of the year calendar and there's always something good on the days of the year calendar. And for example, today, July 28th is, the days of the year calendar already switched over. How about that? So tomorrow, July 28th, is Milk Chocolate Day. So I got that to look forward to. Milk Chocolate Day. How is milk chocolate different from other chocolates? It's a mix of cocoa solids and either dry or condensed milk. While dark chocolate is traditionally used as a baking ingredient, this lighter version is used to make chocolate candy bars, hot chocolate, and many other delicious desserts. Did you know that chocolate actually has mood enhancing benefits? That's right. Chocolate can make you happy. This is due to the fact that it contains a stimulant called theobromine and a compound called anandamide. Now that's a reason to celebrate. All right, so you got that to look forward to tomorrow. It's milk chocolate day. So have yourself some milk chocolate, unless you're allergic, of course. My goodness, don't go hurting yourself. But I'm not allergic to milk chocolate. I think I'm going to try some. Maybe I'll indulge. I probably shouldn't indulge. I got a couple of lbs on my body that need to go away. And it's not going to go away while I'm sitting here in this chair talking to you people. What does he mean by you people? Nothing. I didn't mean anything. You people are wonderful. You're the finest people in the world for putting up with me. I appreciate that. If you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.